So welcome everybody. Happy Wednesday and happy Navaratri. We are right in the midst of it. So tonight is night 5 of 9 nights. So we're in the second night dedicated to the goddess Lakshmi. And she is the goddess of our prosperity, so our internal and our external abundance. So everything that is bright and shiny and that makes life worth living is Lakshmi's gift, as they say. But what I like about her the most is that she demands that we have the perspective that the things that make life worth living, all the bright, sparkly bits of it, are intertwined with all of the things that we'd rather didn't happen. And she says they are one and the same. And that if you can't find a sense of meaning, you can't find a sense of purpose in those moments that don't look like they sparkle, right? And she says, then don't turn around and look for it to be, given to you from somewhere outside. Says that you have to be the one that is generating your own sense of prosperity, right? Because the world gives us everything. It literally gives us everything. It gives us good, it gives us bad, it gives us complicated, it gives us whatever it is that we need. And we don't know that it's what we need, right? So if any of you are gardeners, you understand that if you have a plant, right, that there are certain things that are going to help it grow successfully, right? And you don't argue with that, right? If a plant needs acidic soil, you give it acidic soil. If it needs a lot of water, you give it a lot of water. If it needs less water, you give it less, right? So your life is giving you lots of things that you need, and you're not aware that it's what you need. So Lakshmi is the perspective that whatever you are given, right, is that you are accepting it as something that is going to build your prosperity, something that's going to build your growth, something that's going to build you up from the inside. And if that's our perspective, the world does sparkle a little bit more, right? Not because it's easy all the time, but because we see meaning in it, right? We see purpose in it. We see that it's going somewhere, right? Even if that somewhere is not a destination that we're sure of, right? So that's what we're practicing with Lakshmi, is that sense that you have an abundant nature and that you have the ability to bring sparkle, right? To bring that sense of there's a life is worth living. You bring that into reality. You bring it into existence. So Lakshmi lives through you. That's her gift. A comfortable seat if you're not there already. Let the eyes close. And just settle. It's middle of the day. We're moving towards the end of the day. Let yourself begin to settle. And let the mind go through everything that it has done. And let it be aware of the things that are still yet to be done. And be grateful for both. Can you have a full acknowledgement of everything that you have done today? In my mind, I've been playing this game where the things that I've done, I'm also remembering that in order for something to happen, right, something good happened, I'm also aware of all of the other possibilities that could have happened. And so there's gratitude for what actually occurred in your day, because you know that there were a lot of other possibilities, a lot of other ways you could have reacted, responded. And you breathe in everything that you have done and everything there is yet to do. Just have a moment of gratitude that your life is so full that that list is endless. Your life is so full that any breath, if you feel it, is far from empty, far from without meaning. And then bring the hands together in front of the heart center, palm to palm. Yoga says we start from wholeness, and that's what we bring our mind back to an awareness of. You are already full. Open with the sound of Om, deep breath in. And let the eyes float open. Nice, you guys. You can release your hands, please, and then come forward onto hands and knees. I'm going to start with some hip circles. So on your hands and knees, start to move your pelvis, circle your hips. Good. And you can make it a full body motion. Also great to try and move the hips and the shoulders away from each other. So maybe a little bit of wagging your tail goes into that. Good. And this is to start to free up your spine, because again, you start to go through the routine of everything that you did today. How much sitting did you do? In what ways did you sit? In what ways did you stand? What actions did you do repetitively? So you free yourself of that wiggle. Good. Move your hips the other way if you haven't already. Nice. So it's a very loose term, hip circles. It doesn't have to be circles. Good. And then come back to stillness, please. Nice. Spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes, lift your hips, come back to downward facing dog. Good. And then start to walk your feet forward towards your hands. Yeah, maybe staying on your tippy toes so that as you walk your feet forward, yeah, you're really waking up the backs of the legs. Good, you're scooping through the low belly. And then when you get all the way up to the top of your mat, let your heels drop down to the floor, bend your knees, drop your sit bones low, walk your hands up to your thighs, cat-cow. So doing cat-cow in chair pose. So keep the hips nice and low. Let your weight be moving back towards your heels. Good. Nice, you guys. And then come back to stillness, please. Pressing into the feet, come all the way up to stand. Good. Take the arms up to the sky. Right hand holds left wrist. And then pull to your right. And as you pull to the right, press into that right foot and float your left leg up off the floor out to the side. So push it wide. Good. Don't let your whole self lean over though. So you want to keep that right hip right on top of your right heel, but move that left leg wide. And as it moves wide, you're pushing the inner thighs wide. So the foot is off the floor, foot flex, toes facing forward. Don't let that hip roll open. Toes facing forward, Harriet. There you go. And then feel like you're squeezing your ankles towards each other, even though you're pressing the thighs wide. Good. And then come all the way back up to stand. That was fun, right? Switch your hands, please, and pull to your left. Good. And then pressing into your left leg, please float the right leg out to the side. Toes continue to face forward so the pelvis stays in alignment. You're pushing the thigh wide and you're still pulling up and rounding through that side body. And then feel like you are squeezing your ankles towards each other. So get that feeling of squeeze and push the thighs away. Good. Toes face all the way straight ahead, Kim. Yeah, so actually rotate your foot forward more. That's it. There you go. And then come all the way back up to stand. Nice job. Feet underneath the hips. Bend your knees. Drop back to chair. Good. Toes facing straight ahead. Interlace your fingers, please. Press heels of the hands out beyond the crown of your head. Push out. Low belly in. Good. Nice, you guys. Drop your butt a little lower. Chest up. Yes. And then come all the way up to stand. Release the hands. Deep breath in. Exhale. Bow forward. Fingertips find the floor. Good. Inhale, come up halfway so hands can be at the shins, lifting the spine. Exhale, bow deeply again. Good. Step your right leg back behind you, please. Good. Drop the back knee. Inhale the arms up. Anjaneyasana. Yeah. Good. Even here, that feeling that you're pushing the inner thighs wide. Deep breath in. Good. Release the hands down to the floor, please. Lift the back knee. Step back, plank pose, upward push-up. Good. Lower down slow, coming through knees first if you need. Rise up cobra, lifting on the inhale, pressing down into the feet. Good, Joanne. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. So that's not actually Joanne. That's Nancy, isn't it? All right. Right foot steps forward between the hands. Sorry. I'm reading your names like crazy. Inhale the arms up. My God, don't inhale the arms up. I'm sorry. Keep your hands on the ground. Step both feet forward. My God. It's like I've never taught a sun salute before. Bow deeply, please. Inhale, the arms are round and up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. I'll get my act together, I promise. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, bow forward. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen. Good. Exhale, bow deeply. Beautiful. Step your left leg back behind you. Drop the back knee. Inhale the arms up, Anjaneyasana. Good. Letting your pelvis move forward. Yeah. Chest up. Release the hands down to the floor. Lift the back knee. Step back to plank. Good. Finding your inhale. Lower down slow. Find the exhale. Rise up, cobra. Inhale. And come back downward facing dog. Exhale. Good. Left foot steps forward between the hands. Right foot steps forward to meet it. Standing forward fold. Exhale deeply into that forward fold. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, hands come together at the heart. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, bow forward, moving just a little bit faster. Inhale, lengthen, come up halfway. Exhale, bow deeply. Right leg steps back, drop the knee, arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Good, full breath, inhale. And exhale, hands down to the floor. Step back to plank pose, inhale. Good, lower down to the floor, slow. Exhale, rise up, cobra, inhale. Back to down dog, exhale. Good, right foot steps forward, please, between the hands. Left foot comes forward to meet it. Standing forward, fold. Find the exhale. Exhale deeply. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, hands come together at the heart. Good, inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, bow forward. Good, inhale, lengthen, come up halfway. Squeeze navel to spine. Exhale, bow deeply. Good. Left leg steps back. Drop the knee, arms to the sky. Anjaneyasana. Good. Full inhale in. Find the pose. Don't rush through it. And then exhale, hands down to the floor. Step back to plank. So back knee lifts. Find your inhale. Lower down slow. Find your belly on the exhale. Rise up, cobra. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Left foot steps forward between the hands. Right foot steps forward to meet it. Standing forward fold. Deep exhale. And then sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. One more round. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Good. Exhale, bow forward. Nice. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bow deeply. Keep your breath as long as the movement is going. Right leg steps back. Drop the knee. Arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. The important thing here is not mastering each position. It's finding your breath. Release the hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Inhale. Lower down to your belly. Exhale. Rise up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. The other trick is to keep extending the inhale and the exhale. Right foot steps forward between the hands. Left foot comes forward to meet it. Standing forward fold. Exhale deeply. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. So don't rush your breath to rush your movement. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, bow forward. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Halfway, navel to spine. Exhale, bow deeply, navel still to your spine. Step your left leg back, drop the knee, Anjaneyasana. Arms to the sky. Again, stay there, continuously reaching. Deep breath in, pull up, and then release the hands. Lift the back knee, step back plank. Inhale. Lower down slow, exhale. Rise up, cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Left foot steps forward between the hands. Right foot follows. Standing forward fold. Deep exhale. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, hands come together at the heart. Pause and feel either hands at the heart or let the arms drop alongside you. You feel your heartbeat, right? You're suddenly aware of your breath in a grateful way. So Lakshmi is funny this way, is that we start to become really in that state of awareness of what things mean when we're in that moment of challenge, right? Your breath means something so much more after you've been holding it. Food tastes so much more delicious when you are legitimately hungry, right? So these moments in our life that feel like they are just uncomfortable, difficult, is they help bring your mind to an understanding of how meaningful the other side is, and how the meaning would be less if you didn't have the discomfort, if you didn't have the challenge. Breathe your whole body, top of head down to soles of feet. Good. And then bring the right knee up and towards your chest. I suggest eyes open. If your eyes were closed, maybe open your eyes. Squeeze the right knee in towards your chest. Although if you want to go through the rest of the class with your eyes closed, it's a fun challenge. Bring your right thigh on top of your left, wrapping the inner thigh and the outer shin. Bend your left knee, dropping into eagle pose, dropping the hips. Left arm crosses over top of right in front of your chest. Bend the elbows, wrap the forearms to mirror the legs. And then you're pressing your shins together, but you're pushing your thighs wide. So try to feel that. You're squeezing your shins. So you're really rotating the top of that hip in, but you're pushing wide. So Kim, just move your right hip back in space a little more. Good. Same thing, Lisa P. Right hip back in space. Good. Deep breath in, you guys. And then slowly release. Come all the way back out. Awesome. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Good. Interlace your fingers. Press the heels of the hands straight up. Push through your heels. Pull your ribs in. Lengthen your tail towards the floor. Tops of thighs float back. Good. And then release the hands, please. Bring your left knee up and towards your chest. Don't let your ribs pop forward automatically. Good. And then cross the left thigh on top of the right, wrapping the inner thigh, outer shins. Bend your right knee so the seat is dropping down like in chair, but the legs are squeezing. Right arm crosses over top of left in front of your chest. Wrap the forearms. You got it. Nice, you guys. So Lauren, if you're not going to do eagle, maybe just lift one leg in your chair so that you get that sensation of one leg holding. Good, you guys. Long spine. Good, good, good. Pull that top of that left hip back in space. Awesome. And then slowly release. Come all the way back out. Nicely done. Arms to the sky. You forgot to breathe during that, didn't you? Yeah, I know. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Good, you guys. Step the right leg back behind you. Good. Both hands come inside the front foot, please. And then start to make big circles with that hip. Yeah, big circles, big circles. Whichever direction you like. Good. The Lakshmi is pretty much always associated with our pelvis. In the yogic subtle body, it said that the pelvic area, right, is the quality of it is water. The element is water. It's also said to be energetically the state of our creativity. Come to stillness, please. Knee over ankle. Good. And then flex that left foot a lot. Drop the knee wide. So you're coming onto the baby toe edge of that left foot. If you need to drop the back knee or prefer to drop the back knee here, you can. But let that left knee go wide. Good. Nice, you guys. And you're pushing your right hip wide to the right as you do that. Beautiful. One more deep breath. Nice. And then go ahead and take that foot back to flat, please. Good. Swing that left leg up and back behind you to down dog split. I know. Bend the knee, kick your heel in towards your butt. Stack the left hip on top of the right. I also think it's funny that Lakshmi tends to be, because her personality is very sweet, is very soft, is very gentle, that we don't do a strong practice in related to her. But she's also the energy, right? Bring that knee facing down towards the floor, please, but keep it bent. Press up through that heel. Scoop your low belly, but press your heel towards the sky, knee pointing straight down towards the floor now. Good. And then pull those arms up into your shoulders. Lift your chest up, little back bend. Pull the back of your throat, the back of your head towards that heel. Awesome. And then release, stretch that leg back to straight. Drop the foot to the floor. Drop the knees, child's pose. I know. If I'm going to say anything to you and have you pay attention, I can't do it while you're in that position. Right? So Lakshmi is also the energy, right? If you imagine a seed that is growing, or an acorn, because this is a time of year, right? An acorn that is trying to sprout, is how much energy do you think is required for it to push through that hard shell? How much energy is required for an animal, a bird, to peck its way out of a shell, right? The energy required of birth, if you've gone through that experience, that's Lakshmi. Right? That's the power of creation, right? Of something being born, something manifesting. That's Lakshmi. It's not a weak energy. It's not just a soft energy. It's a powerful energy. And I think that's what we shy away from. We'd much rather our abundance be something soft that's given to us. Deep breath in, deep breath out. But it is our ability to stay very expansive, to stay very soft, even when there's important work to do. Come back up to hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Good. Right foot steps forward between the hands, lunge. Both hands come inside the front foot. Start to make big circles with that hip. Good. And so powerful doesn't mean aggressive, right? This is one of the lessons of Durga. It was the first 3 days of Navaratri. So she helps clear the way. She resets our understanding of ourselves so that Lakshmi is something that we can accept more completely. Because as long as we think that there's so many problems in us, so many problems in the world that are insurmountable, as long as we're living in fear, our abundance is limited, right? Our prosperity is limited. So Lakshmi follows Durga after we've already maybe done a lot of internal clearing. Come back to stillness, knee over ankle, please. Flex the right foot, flex the right foot a lot, drop onto the baby toe, let the knee go wide. And as that knee goes wide, again, you can drop the back knee here if you prefer. Don't let your pelvis collapse to the floor if that's what you're doing, but push your left hip wide to the left. Good. So as that right knee goes wide, you're not shooting the right hip wide. You're pulling it in. Push your left hip wide, your back hip. That's it. One more deep breath, please. Long spine. Good. And then right foot comes flat to the floor, please. Plant the hands again. If you want to frame the foot, if that makes this easier, go for it. Right leg comes up and back to down dog split. Yeah. Connect with your breath. Again, it's not important to master the physical position. Bend the knee, kick your heel in towards your butt, stack the right hip on top of the left. Shouldn't say it's not important. More important is to stay with your breath. If you're staying with your breath, the way you put yourself in the position, the way you sustain it, and the way that you come out of it will be much more controlled and much more relaxed. Stay with your breath. Good. And then point that knee down towards the floor, please. Keep it lifted, heel still in, but now the knee points straight down. Lift that thigh again. Press the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Don't let your ribs pop towards the floor. Good. And then hug your arms into the shoulder socket. Lift your chest up, still without letting your ribs fall towards the floor. So you're arching the spine, but you're not collapsing. Pull that thigh up and then pull your hips back also. So that left heel is reaching to the floor. Yes. Nice, Alice. Good. And then release the head, stretch that leg back to straight. Nice job. Bring that foot down to the floor. Awesome. Good, you guys. Drop the knees to the floor, please. Take a child's pose. I'll be generous. It's Lakshmi. Lakshmi is generosity, which we find, right? Try to push yourself to be generous, and it often just makes you feel unhappy. You have no choice but to give more. And if you don't, you have no choice but to feel bad about yourself for not giving more. Lakshmi says that generosity is automatically, naturally generated when we feel that we have enough. Even if we don't have everything that we want, if we feel that we have enough, we are much more willing to give and not feel like we are overextending. Walk yourself back up to hands and knees. Good. Downward facing. Actually, stay where you are on hands and knees. Take your right arm out wide to the right. Slide that arm behind your left wrist. Right shoulder finds the floor, please. Walk the left arm forward towards straight. Good. And then either stay here or, and this is my preference, if you can come to this variation, come to it. Left arm to the sky. So the arm that's overhead, take it straight up. Turn your palm to face back, bend the elbow, and then reach around to find your outer right hip. So you're coming into a little bind. Good. Keep equal weight on both shins so that, again, you're lengthening through the side body. Breathe into the back of your heart, the back of your shoulders. Good. And then unwind that arm, please. Stretch it back up to the sky. Good. And release it back down. Come back to hands and knees. Nice. Go to the other side. Left arm goes wide. Slide behind the right wrist. Good. Turning the head. Walk the left arm forward towards straight. Sorry, it's your right arm forward. My broken brain. No, it's your left arm forward. I'm wrong. No, it isn't. My God. I'll have to stop looking at you. I just have to go back to what's happening in my mind instead. Oh, that arm that's overhead, please stretch it up to the sky, whichever one it is. Turn the palm to face back, bend the elbow. Reach around to find the outside of your left hip. My gosh. Breathe into the back of the heart, please. Good, and then stretch that arm back up to the sky, unwind, lifting the upper chest as you do that. Gets a little more lift as you unwind the arm, and then come back to hands and knees. Good, and then downward facing dog. Beautiful. A right foot steps forward between the hands, lunge. Good, drop the back knee, use a blanket there if you'd like. Inhale the arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Good. And then bring the hands at the heart center, please. So drag the hands down as you lift your chest up. Prayer twist, left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Good. Press your knee wide into your elbow, and not just the knee, push your right inner thigh wide. Push your left inner thigh wide. And then stack that right shoulder on top of the left. Pull your throat back. Yeah. Nice, you guys. And then take that right arm up to the sky again. Keep the left elbow hooked, but right arm to the sky. Turn the palm to face back, bend the elbow, reach around, find your outer left hip. Beautiful. Chest open. Good. Unwind your twist, please, all the way. Stretch that right arm back up. Good. Bring it back maybe to the prayer position. Come back to center, arms to the sky. Breathe your spine long. Nice, Harriet. And then release the hands down to the floor. Good. Shift your left hip back in space, please. So it's on top of that left knee. Take your right leg forward to straight. Come up on the heel. Ardha Hanumanasana. Good. Hands walking forward towards the heel. Tipping the top of the pelvis slightly forward. So you're sending your inner thighs, you're sending your sit bones back and wide. Good. Nice, you guys. Even here, can you try and find where you are dragging the arms up into the shoulder socket so that there's a widening of your chest? Yeah, I know the least of your concerns when your hamstrings are talking and your hips are talking and your everything else are talking. But don't forget about it. Good. And then walk your hands back in, please. Nice job. Pull that heel back so you come back to a lunge. So drop the heel. Bring your knee forward, lift the back knee up. Yup. And then inhale both arms to the sky, high lunge. Good. Pushing those inner thighs wide. Take your arms out wide, letter T. Come into a standing twist. So your right hand is reaching back behind you. Your left hand is reaching forward. You're turning towards the front leg. Good. Push those inner thighs wide. Yeah, really turn from your ribs. Yeah. Good, Katrin. Watch that front knee that it doesn't fall in. Beautiful. And then come back to center, please. Arms to the sky. Deep breath in. And then hands down to the floor. Beautiful. Bring that right leg up and back behind you, down dog split. Yeah, breathe long. Good. And then bring that right knee forward in wide pigeon pose. Good. Sending the left thigh back behind you. Deep breath in. And then walk yourself forward. Rest on the forearms or blocks. Whatever saves you. Good. So the ability to transform your perspective, to take an event that maybe was not the happiest, didn't feel the greatest, but to find meaning in it. It's part of what we call healing. And it can be an obnoxious kind of process sometimes when we're told to try to do that, take something negative, and well, can't you just make it positive? No, the answer is that you cannot just make it positive. But you can find where there's value in it. So it may still, in your mind, you can say it still sucked. And that will always be the truth of how it felt. It sucked. And there's a value to it because you learned something, you felt something, you experienced something that gave you access to a part of you that maybe you didn't have before. Maybe you didn't want it because it was a painful part, but it gave you something. So this is Lakshmi. And it's a powerful place to be, and still it's soft, sweet. Good. Walk yourself back up onto your hands, please. Nice. And then optional here is to take the twisting thigh stretch. So bending your left knee, kick your heel in towards your butt, reach back, right hand for the foot or the ankle. So it's the opposite hand reaching back for the foot. Good. If that sounds like a terrible idea, stay where you are. Good. Scooping the low belly, dropping your sit bones towards the floor. Chest up, throat back. Don't look like you're miserable. If you're going to come into a pose, don't do it like you're miserable. Good. And then slowly release. Nice job, you guys. Plant the hands, lift that back knee up, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. That's life, right? If you're going to do something, don't do it like you're miserable. Good. And then steady your heels, downward facing dog. Nice job. Left foot steps forward between the hands. Drop the back knee. Use a blanket there underneath the knee if you'd like. Anjaneyasana. Inhale the arms to the sky. Good. Pushing your inner thighs wide here. It's important in Anjaneyasana that you have this sense that you're not collapsing into your pelvis. You're pushing wide and pulling up through the low space of your belly. Hands to heart center. You get taller as those hands come down. Prayer twist, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Good. Still pushing wide. So the knee pushes wide into the hand and the inner thigh pushes wide, like you're trying to push your left butt cheek out to the left and your right butt cheek out to the right. Good. And then stack that left shoulder on top. Nice. And then keep the right elbow hooked, please. Left arm to the sky if you can. So top arm reaches up. Good. Turn the palm to face back. Bend the elbow. Reach around. Try to find the space of your outer right hip. Still pushing both hips wide. Good. Chest lifts. Awesome, you guys. Really nice. And then stretch that arm back up to the sky, please. Maybe bring the hands back together in prayer. Good. Come back to center. Arms up. Don't collapse out of your pose. Yeah. Nice save. Good, Katrin. Good, Mark. Good. Release the hands down to the floor. Awesome job, you guys. Scoot that right hip back so it's on top of the right knee. Take your left leg forward to straight. Come up on the heel. Ardha Hanumanasana. Walk the hands forward towards the ankle, towards the heel. Good. Harriet, watch that your knee is not falling in. Yeah, your left knee. So rotate it. Yep, just a little wider. I know it might mean that your foot looks like it's turned out a little bit, but I'm more interested in your knee. Good. And then again, you're tilting from your pelvis. So top of the pelvis is tilting forward. Sit bones are going wide. That's the back of your pelvis. Good. Walk those hands forward. And then feel the arms pulling up into the shoulder socket. Feel your chest going wider and breathe a little deeper. When your joints are really integrated, right? It helps to feel, you'll feel more relaxed because there's less tension that's necessary to feel like your body's being held together. So pull the extremities in. Good, Harriet, watch that knee. There you go. Maybe it's just the way the shadows are hitting that it makes it look like it's falling in. Good, you guys. One more breath. Awesome. Walk your hands back. Please pull that heel back so you come back to lunge. The left foot comes back to the floor. Lift the back knee up. Right knee lifts. And then take that left leg up and into high lunge. Sorry. So don't take it up and back behind you. Come up to high lunge. Yeah. Good. Arms out wide, letter T. Begin to twist to your left, right hand reaching forward, left hand reaching back. Good. And move from your rib cage. So actually shift back laterally. Move your ribs further back towards your back heel. Good. Nice. Lisa P. Watch that knee doesn't fall in. Push it wide. Good. And then come back to center, please. Arms up to the sky. Reach. Beautiful. And then hands down to the floor. Good. Left leg now comes up and back behind you. Down dog split. Reaching out through that heel, through the leg, through the front of the pelvis. Good. And then bring the left knee forward in wide pigeon. Good. Dropping the back knee, sliding that right leg back, and then letting the hands come down to rest. Walk yourself forward. Elbows, blocks, whatever you need. So there's a story not specifically related to Lakshmi, but it's a fun one. The story goes that in some village in, ancient India, however you want to imagine that happening, is that there's this ritual that kings would do is they would release a horse, and wherever that horse ran wild was country that that king claimed, or that lord claimed, as long as it was not challenged. So they would release this horse, and this is what happens during one of these rituals. This horse is running through the countryside, and it comes across this village, and it runs onto the land of this farmer. And so now suddenly this farmer is like, oh, I have a horse. It's a big deal. And all of the village people come and run to him, and they say, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. This is a great gift you've been given, and this is amazing, and you're so lucky. We wish we were you. And he says, well, good, bad, who knows? Now I have a horse. Right. And so a little bit of time goes on, and, you have a horse, and if you want to ride it, get it to work, is you have to train it. So he and his family are working with this horse, and his son gets thrown and breaks his leg. And all of the villagers rush over again, and they say, oh my God, this is so terrible. What great misfortune. What possibly could have happened in your past that would have caused this kind of karma? This is so terrible for you. And he says, good, bad, who knows? Right? Walk your hands back up, please. I know there's one more adventure to this story. There's one more thing, but we're going to do the twist first. So bend the back knee, please. Right knee bends, reach back, left hand for the foot or the ankle, twisting quad stretch. And again, if this feels like it's just not where you need to be right now, stay in pigeon. Good, but chest open. Yeah. Nice. So Yeah, you got it. And then slowly release, please. Hands to the floor, lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Good, pedal your feet. And then look forward, step or jump your feet to the top of your mat. Good, let your feet go wide, turn the toes out, both feet 45 degrees, come down, squat. Good. Hands can be at heart center, you're letting the elbows push the knees wide. So now this farmer has a horse and his son has broken his leg. And a little while later, war breaks out between this kingdom and another kingdom. And so now the army is coming through and they're conscripting all of the young men to fight in this war. And they get to this village and they look at the farmer's son with his broken leg and they say, can't take you. You're of no use to us. And they go on, they bring the other young men with them and they leave. All the rest of the villagers run in and they say, oh my God, what incredible, great fortune for you. Your son doesn't have to fight in this war. You don't have to worry about if he's going to live or die. This is amazing for you. And the farmer's response is, good, bad, who knows, right? So this is the adventure of our life, is that things happen. Life gives you everything. And the question is, are you stuck in it's good or it's bad? Or is it simply giving you something? Who knows? Hands to the floor, please. Straighten the legs and bow. Turn the toes straight ahead. Beautiful. Heel toe your feet a little closer, please. Bring your hands to your hips. Come all the way up to stand. Good. Bring your right knee up and towards your chest. I say that right because I want your mind to be really open for what's coming next. Squeeze your knee in. Good. And then you're going to move that, you're going to bring that knee wide, like you're going to bring it into tree, but then pull the knee high up towards your armpit and reach that right hand for the baby toe of your right foot. So elbow inside the knee. Reach for the baby toe edge of your foot. Yep, you got it. And then bring that knee nice and high, standing straight. You got it. And then start to bring that right leg out to the side, like you're in a little frog position. Good. So you're pushing the inside of that left leg. Your standing leg has to push wide, chest up. Nice, nice, nice. Good. Yeah, I don't even want the leg to come straight. I want it to stay bent. I want you to really work that energy of the hip. Good. Awesome if you're using a wall. One more deep breath. Lift that heel a little higher. Pull that knee in. Beautiful. And then bring the knee all the way forward again. Squeeze it in and release it down. Nice job. Good. Shake out your legs. Shake out your mind. Second side. Nice shaking, Mark. And then as you're ready, left knee pulls up in towards your chest. Good. Sometimes that is the best part of the pose, what you do in between sides. Good. Squeeze that knee in. And then start to bring it wide as though you were going to bring it into tree. Keep the knee nice and high though. And then the left elbow comes inside. So you got to reach inside the leg and then find the baby toe edge of your foot. Good. And then start to take that leg out into like a half squat or like a frog position. So the top of that right thigh, your standing thigh has to pull back and up. Your butt has to push up, back and up. And you're lifting that knee and you're squeezing it in. So it's not just your arm that's holding it there, but you're squeezing your thigh in. You're activating your hip. Nice, Laura. Good, Lisa S. Just bring your foot a little wider. That's it. Yeah. And now pull your standing thigh a little higher. It's not an easy position. Good. And then spin the knee forward again. Squeeze it in. Nice, Kimberly. And release the foot down to the floor. Shake it out. Awesome, you guys. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bow forward. Good. Step the right leg back behind you, please. Drop the back heel, baby toe parallels the back of your mat. Good. Here's where I want you to have your strap. So if you have a strap that you can use, grab it. Or something that acts like a strap, a towel or dog leash. Just guessing what you have there. All right. And then bring yourself into warrior two, but have your strap in your hand. Yep. Good. So we're coming into a little bound side angle. So from warrior two, you're going to hold the strap in your right hand. So start with bringing the left forearm, the front forearm onto the front thigh. Hold the strap in your back hand, your right hand. and take that arm up to the sky. And you're bending the elbow, reaching around for that back of your lower spine. So the strap is hanging behind you. Strap is hanging behind you, but it's in your top hand. Yep. So Kimberly, don't bring it around the front of you. Just let it hang. There you go. And then the bind, you're going to bring that left shoulder down inside your left knee. And you're going to wrap that arm around underneath your thigh. So towards your knee joint, not towards your butt, towards your knee. You're reaching under to find the trailing end of the strap. Good. So Kristen, you've got to turn the arm that's holding the strap that would reach up to the sky. You got to turn it to face back and bend the elbow so that you're reaching around the other way. There you go. Yep. You got it. Yep. Give yourself as much room on the strap as you need, you guys. Good. Chest open. Beautiful. And then slowly release, please. Release the strap. Come back up to warrior two. I know. Usually after a bound side angle, we just give up, right? Straighten the front thigh. Trikonasana. Reach that left arm forward, please. Dropping the hand to the front leg floor. Block right arm to the sky. Good. Beautiful. And then bend the left knee, please. Right hand to your right hip. Slide that left hand forward. Half moon. I told you I was in a mood today. Are we going to do every single one-legged balance? Maybe. We'll see. Right arm to the sky. Good. Kick that right inner thigh higher. Push up. Right outer hip. Good. Beautiful. Step all the way back, please. Come straight back to warrior two. Nice job. And then cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Really nice, you guys. Downward facing dog. I know. Deep breaths. Stay with your breath. Whatever else happens, not nearly as important. Good. Right foot steps forward between the hands. Back heel comes flat. Baby toe parallels back of your mat. Grab your strap again. Warrior two. And if you know that you just don't need a strap to bind and you don't want to use one, that's fine. But if you habitually contort yourself to try to make binds work, use the strap. So strap starts in your left hand, right forearm comes onto your front thigh, left arm goes to the sky. Turn your palm to face back so that when you bend the elbow, the back of your hand is finding your lower spine and the strap is hanging behind you. So you have to bend the elbow here. Elbow needs to be bent and the strap is hanging down behind you. So Mark, you got to turn your palm to face back. The top arm, the left arm, turn the palm to face back, reach around to find your outer right hip. So same bind that you did in every other position. Good. And then right shoulder drops down inside the right knee, reach underneath the thigh to find the trailing end of the strap. Yeah. Hardest thing about virtual is trying to get strap things to make sense to people. Good. I know. Open the chest. Awesome. Nice, Kimberly. Nice, Kristen. Good, Katrin. And then slowly release. Please drop the strap. Good. Take the arms back up to warrior two. Straighten your right thigh. Good. Reach the rib cage forward. Extend. Right hand touches down. Left arm to the sky. Trikonasana. Nice. Good. Squeeze your legs together, Carolina. Awesome, you guys. And then bend the right knee again, please. Bring the left hand to your left hip. Good. Slide that right hand forward. Ardha Chandrasana. Step up, half moon. Again, working that energy of pushing the thighs away from each other, lifting through the outer hip. Flex the foot. Good. Push up. Push up through that thigh. Nice. Stay with your breath and then step all the way back. Nice long lunge back to warrior two. Yes. And then cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Awesome. Downward facing dog. Good. Drop the knees to the floor, child's pose. Thank you. You're welcome. You appreciate child's pose so much more, right? After you've really worked. Being really open to the fullness of your experience, to the things that are hard, to the things that you are sure you can't do, to being in a space that's between success and failure. It's Lakshmi. But the energy that is required to grow is immense. And we measure it by how it begins or how it ends. We rarely measure how much energy is going into the process of growing. So can you experience yourself right now in whatever part of the process that you're in your life, any area of your life? And can you value all aspects of it, even the parts that feel like they're still so hard, impossibly hard or impossibly uncomfortable? Still value it. Agree that you don't like it, but value it. So that we're very open, but we're also not afraid of the power it takes to overcome, persevere. Walk yourself back up, please. Downward facing dog. It's the big finish. I promise. Good. Step or jump your feet to the top of your mat. Good. Have your strap within reach. Okay. So what this is going to look like, and it's actually possible here that I will try and demonstrate it for you instead of Carolina, because I don't think Carolina is going to be happy with me. So coming into bird of paradise, so you can sit for a moment if you need to, if you have no idea what I'm talking about. And hopefully you'll be able to hear me. So from this sort of squat position is we're going to come into the same bind that you just did, right? So I'm going to hold the strap. I'm going to get low in my squat. My feet are actually facing straight ahead. I'm going to bring my right shoulder inside my right knee. Strap reaches back behind me. I'm going to find the bind. So I'm still wrapping around my thigh, but I'm bringing all of my weight onto my left foot. So there's no weight here on my right foot, but I'm bound around that thigh. I'm going to scoop my belly. I'm going to pull my knee up, just like that frog position. Lift my chest, still bound, and then start to straighten that leg. Right? And then very gracefully, whoa, come back down. Yeah? That's what we're doing. All right, so if you've never seen Bird of Paradise before, it's a little bizarre to look at if someone's not familiar with doing it. So I didn't want to put Caroline on the spot that way. So start in that squat, toes facing straight ahead. So it's not a full squat with your butt to the ground. You're only about halfway, right? Toes facing straight ahead. Start with the right leg, binding around the right leg. Right shoulder comes inside your right knee. Strap is in your left hand. So the strap hangs back behind you. You got to open that left shoulder up. There you go. Right arm wraps underneath the right thigh. And then all of your weight comes onto your left foot. So you got to really scoop your belly. Good. And then you got to squeeze that right knee up in towards your armpit. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. As you start to lift up, lift up, lift up. Good. Pull that knee up, 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 up. And then once you're there, chest is lifting, then you can play with starting to straighten that leg. Nice. Good. And if the bind part of it is what's really stopping you, then practice this coming from cross-legged chair, right? Start from cross-legged chair, right ankle over left thigh, reach for the foot, practice that coming up to stand and extending the leg out to the side. That's another option. Good. And then bring it all the way back down. Really good, you guys. Seriously, you're doing awesome. Nice. Shake it out. You have to try the other side. It is a requirement, not a suggestion. It's a requirement. So however that went, good, bad, indifferent, as long as your leg's not broken, try the other side. Come back to that squat. Again, toes facing straight ahead, but drop your butt. Left shoulder this time inside left knee. Strap in your right hand. You got to wrap that right arm around your lower back. Good. Yeah, don't let the strap be in your butt crack. That's going to feel really bad. Make sure it's wrapping around your thigh. Good. And then you got to squeeze that left knee up. This is the power of your thigh, the power of your hip. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. As you drop your tail, lift your chest, belly in. Top of the right thigh goes back, back, back. Again, you can do this from cross-legged chair. Work that variation. And then maybe the leg starts to come out to straight. This is a crazy pose. So if you're struggling, you are not alone. Good. Really nice. And then slowly release. Come all the way back down. Oy, oy, oy. Beautiful. Really nice, Alice. Good transition out of that. Good. Release your strap to the side. Don't throw it. It's not its fault. And then inhale the arms to the sky, please. Exhale, bow forward. Good. Separate the feet nice and wide. Come back to squat just for a moment. You're transitioning to sit. So just take a second, drop your seat, and then butt to the floor. Nice, you guys. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Yeah, that pose is no joke. Very good. Yeah, we never do it. You can see why. We all know why we don't do it. Bend your right knee, please. Bring it in towards your chest. Good. Cross it over your left thigh. Wrap the left arm around the knee. Right hand comes back behind you. Spinal twist. Squeeze that thigh up and in. Bird of paradise. The actual Sanskrit name for that pose basically means twice born. It means reborn. So it's like you've been to heaven and back again. Good. And then slowly release and unwind, please. Switch the legs. Take the right leg straight out in front of you. Bend the left knee. Bring the foot over the right thigh. Good. Hug the right arm around the knee. Left hand comes back behind you. Yeah. So don't go for the big elbow around the knee hook in this position. It's actually just hug in. So use the inside of the arm and squeeze in. Yeah. Make it a little softer. Good. So that quality, right? What makes life worth living? And of course, in the yoga world, the Buddhist world, we talk about reincarnation, that your soul will finish its work in this body and then it will return again. And sometimes we say that's a karmic thing, right? You have to return because things are left unresolved. But sometimes it's also a desire thing, is that there was something that I loved in this world so much that I want to come back to it. There are other souls in this world that I love so much that I want to come back to them. So what is the meaning of your life, the meaning of death? Good, bad, who knows? But your ability to make something beautiful from it is Lakshmi. Walk yourself back to center or unwind. Good, stretch the legs out in front of you. Inhale the arms straight up to the sky. Good, bow forward, Paschimottanasana. So reach as long as you can, but then at the last moment, just let your spine round, let your head drop. Good. And then roll yourself all the way back up. Scoot forward, come onto your backs. Keeping the knees bent, plant the feet underneath the knees. And just rest there for a moment, constructive rest. And Lakshmi is also associated, she's associated with lots of things, but one of them, besides the element of water, is the symbol of the lotus. Right? She holds 2 lotuses in her hands. And so the sort of classic saying we have is that without the mud, because the lotus grows, right? It's a water flower, but it grows in the mud, in the dirt, in the muck that's at the base of the water. So without the mud, there is no lotus. And the metaphor, of course, is that it starts in the mud, but then it winds its way through the water, reaching towards the light. And then as it grows above the surface of the water, it blooms. And the way that it blooms, it opens to the light, but it is impervious, right? Water rolls right off. Dirt rolls right off. Nothing disturbs it. So Lakshmi is this energy of the rising, the growing. She's not the mud. She's not just the water. She's not just the light. She's all of it. She's the mud. She's the water. She's the light. She's the seed. She's the lotus in bloom. You take it all together, because if you try to break it apart, you lose the value, you lose the meaning of any one piece. So this is your whole life. You are the lotus. You're growing. You're blooming. Whatever mud continues to feed you, gratitude. Whatever water continues to support you, gratitude. Whatever light continues to draw you forward, gratitude. And your own power that started to push through that seed that gets you up every day, gratitude. Let the bottoms of the feet come together, please. Let your knees drop wide, Baddha Konasana. Arms can come into cactus arms or hold opposite elbows overhead if you'd like. Or if you'd rather just have your hands resting on your belly, it's also a beautiful place to let them rest. Lakshmi only moves into spacious places. It's traditional when there's a Lakshmi related holiday, or if you want to invoke that energy, it said clean up your house. Get rid of clutter. In the same way, you want to invite her into your inner world, clean up your mind. Get rid of clutter. Because she only moves into where there is space. And likewise, wherever there is space, she will move into. So that open-endedness, good, bad, who knows? That open-endedness lets her move in more completely than when we say, I'm sure that this is what's right. I'm sure that this is what I need. I'm sure that this is the way it should be. Be unsure. Be uncertain. Be unconditioned. Slowly bring the knees back towards each other, please. Come into your choice of spinal twist. So if you'd like to bring the knees up and towards your chest, keep them together and drop the knees to one side, you're welcome to do that. If you'd like to cross the thighs back into eagle legs and do your twist that way, you're welcome to do that. If you like one knee in towards your chest, crossing over, and the other leg straight, go for it. Whatever your favorite spinal twist is. And then come back to center, please. Take your favorite spinal twist to the other side. And if it's a different twist going to the second side, that's fine. Good. Come back to center, please. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Squeeze. Bring your forehead up to meet your knees and hug. You got it. And then slowly release. Placing the legs straight out in front of you, placing the arms alongside you, palms up. Shavasana. Really nice if you do have bolsters around. If the lower back is a little cranky, a bolster under the knees can feel fantastic. If you'd like to lay back on the bolster, have your spine on the bolster. Also a great idea. Breathe your whole body. Very gently bring the awareness back to your breath. Let your body begin to stretch and move in whatever ways serve it well. And as you're ready, draw the knees in towards your chest. Roll to your right side. Taking a moment there before you begin to push the floor away. Come back to an upright seated position. Bring the hands together in front of the heart center, palm to palm. And then keeping the thumb and the pinky together, spread the middle 3 fingers wide. You open the palms, Lotus Mudra. And let that rest at the heart. So it's the remembrance that we are always in this state of growth. Every time you see that there are beginnings and there are endings, is it doesn't negate this ongoingness of our existence, this ongoingness of our reality. And the things that continue to pull you forward, that get you up in the morning, even when the days are dark, the moment is dark. So that's Lakshmi. And the ability to take what has been muddy and difficult and challenging and turn it into beauty, to understand it as beauty, that's also Lakshmi. But this process of blooming and opening, is you're in the middle of it. You always are. So you have these great awakenings, and then maybe you have moments where it closes down again. And then that's just fuel to awaken one more time. So practice doing that, being in that space of in between, of good, bad, who knows, but I'm open. And if you're open, Lakshmi, that abundant nature of the universe, will fill every space with meaning, with value. So you're the lotus. Your only job is to bloom. So either keep the hands here or bring the fingers together for the sound of Om. Deep breath in. And then bringing the palms together and sliding the thumbs up to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your night, a great rest of your week. One more night after tonight dedicated to Lakshmi, and then 3 nights dedicated to Saraswati finishes the 9 days of Navaratri. So stay tuned. And we'll see you soon.